Listen to me right now, because this is the truth. You've been running from the truth that's going to set you free or leave you broken in the rear, you mirror of life. Excuses, they're the chains around your neck, the poison in your veins, the reason you're still stuck in the same place year after year, watching other people live your dreams. Enough. Stop lying to yourself. Stop blaming the world. Stop waiting for perfect. It doesn't exist. You want success. You want power. You want the life you fantasize about at 3 a.m. Then you take the damn risk. Now, not tomorrow, not when you're ready. You'll never be ready. Fear will always whisper, what if you fail? But I'll scream back, what if you fly? The pain of regret, of looking back at your cowardice, will haunt you longer than any failure ever could. Because failure is temporary, regret, that's eternal. You were born to be a lion. Yet you're acting like a sheep, waiting for permission that'll never come. No more, the clock is ticking. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It rewards action, so get up, get moving. Bet on yourself like your life depends on it. Because ID does, the risk you're afraid to take, that's the exact door to everything you've ever wanted. Kick ID open. Let me tell you something brutally honest. Excuses are the poison that kills dreams before they even have a chance to breathe. They are the silent killer of potential, the invisible chains that keep you locked in a prison of almost. And someday, and the worst part, you don't even realize they're destroying you. You think you're just being realistic, cautious, or waiting for the right time. But the truth, you're lying to yourself. And if you don't stop now, you'll wake up one day, years from now, full of regret, wondering, what if I had just gone for it? Every single time you say, I can't because, you lose. Every time you blame your circumstances, your past, your lack of resources, or your fear, you surrender. You hand over your power to the weakest version of yourself, and that version, it's not you. It's a coward, a fraud, a shadow of what you're truly capable of. Because deep down, you know the truth. You could if you really wanted to. You would if you stopped making excuses. Think about it. What's the real reason you haven't started that business? Why haven't you asked for that promotion? Why are you still stuck in a life that doesn't excite you? Is it really because you don't have the money, the time, the connections, or is it because you're scared? Scared of failing, scared of looking stupid, scared of putting yourself out there and realizing you might not be good enough? Well, guess what? Everyone who ever achieved anything great felt that same fear. The difference, they didn't let it stop them. Excuses are comfort food for losers. They make you feel better about doing nothing. I'll start next month. I need more experience first. It's just not the right time. These are the lies people tell themselves to avoid the pain of effort, the sting of rejection, the possibility of failure. But here's the cold, hard truth. Failure is not the enemy. Inaction is. Regret is. Wasting your life wishing instead of doing. That's the real tragedy. Look at the people who win. The ones who have the money, the freedom, the respect. Do you think they got there by making excuses? Do you think they waited for permission, for the stars to align, for someone to hand them success on a silver platter? No. They took what they wanted. They failed, got back up, and kept going. They ignored the voice in their head that said, you can't. Because they knew one thing most people don't. Excuses are the wall between you and the life you deserve. You want to know why most people stay average? It's not because they're not talented. It's not because they don't have ideas. It's because they're addicted to excuses. They'd rather have a reason why they can't than find a way why they can. And that's why they stay stuck in jobs they hate, in relationships that drain them, in lives that feel like slow deaths. But you don't have to be one of them. You can choose right now to stop the excuses, to look fear in the face and say, I'm doing it anyway, to take full responsibility for your life and say, no more bullshit, no more waiting, no more excuses. Because the moment you do that, everything changes. The moment you stop blaming, stop justifying, stop hiding, you become unstoppable. The world doesn't care about your excuses. The market doesn't care. Success doesn't care. It only responds to action. So ask yourself, what's really holding you back? Because if it's not a physical barrier, if it's not life or death, then it's just a story you're telling yourself, and stories can be rewritten. You were born for more than this. You know it, I know it, so drop the excuses, burn them, bury them, and start moving. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the lie you keep telling yourself about why you can't have it. And that's a choice, so choose differently. Let me hit you with a truth bomb so hard it shakes your soul. Nothing great ever happened inside a comfort zone. Not one legendary success story, not one empire built, not one life transformed was created by playing it safe. Every single thing you admire, everything you secretly wish you had, it was born from someone taking a risk. Someone staring fear in the face and saying, "I'm jumping anyway." And if you want that life, if you want that freedom, that power, that unshakable confidence, you have to do the same. Right now, your brain is screaming at you to stay small, to stick with what's familiar, to avoid the sting of failure, the embarrassment of falling short, the uncertainty of not knowing how it'll turn out. But here's what your fear won't tell you. The pain of regret is 1,000 times worse than the pain of failure. Failure hurts for a moment. Regret, that eats you alive for decades. That's the voice in your head at 3 a.m. whispering, "What if I had just gone for it?" And let me tell you something, that voice is a monster, and the only way to kill it is to take the damn risk. Think about it. What's the worst that could happen? You fail, so what? You learn, you get stronger, you get smarter, and then you try again. But what's the best that could happen? You win, you change your life, you become the person you've always known you could be, and that's worth every ounce of fear, every moment of doubt, every sleepless night. Because on the other side of risk is the life you're meant to live. The world is divided into two kinds of people, those who take risks and those who watch them do it. The ones who bet on themselves, who leap before they're ready, who refuse to let fear dictate their future. They're the ones who end up with the money, the freedom, the respect. The ones who hesitate, who wait for guarantees, who need permission. They're the ones who spend their lives wondering, what if? Don't be that person. Don't let fear rob you of your destiny. You think successful people aren't scared. You think they don't feel that same knot in their stomach, that same voice screaming, "What if this goes wrong?" Of course they do. But they do it anyway, because they know the secret risk isn't the enemy. Stagnation is. Wasting your potential is. Dying with your music still inside you is. And that's exactly what happens when you refuse to take the leap. Look at your life right now. Be honest. Are you truly happy? Are you on the path to where you want to be? Or are you stuck in the same routine, the same excuses, the same cycle of playing it safe? Because if you are, I need you to hear this. Your comfort zone is a graveyard for dreams. It's where ambitions go to die, and every day you stay there, you're burying yourself alive. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can choose right now to step into the unknown, to embrace the uncertainty. To bet on yourself so hard the universe has no choice but to reward you. Because here's the truth, fortune favors the bold. Always has, always will. The people who win big are the ones who refuse to settle for small. So ask yourself, what's the risk you've been avoiding? What's that thing you know you need to do, but fear has been holding you back? Starting that business, leaving that dead end job, going all in on your dream. Whatever it is, I'm telling you, do it, not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Now, because ready is a myth. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action in spite of it. And yeah, it's scary. It's supposed to be. If it wasn't, everyone would do it, but you're not everyone. You're someone who refuses to die wondering. Someone who knows deep down that you were meant for more. Someone who's done letting fear write your story. So take the risk, embrace the chaos, trust yourself, because the life you want is on the other side of that leap, and the only thing standing between you and it is you. Now go, jump, the world is waiting. Fear is the greatest con artist you'll ever meet. It dresses itself up as wisdom, pretending to protect you while it slowly suffocates your dreams. It whispers in your ear that you're not ready, that you'll fail, that you should wait just a little longer. But here's the raw truth, fear doesn't want to protect you. It wants to imprison you. It wants to keep you trapped in a life that's smaller than what you're capable of, smaller than what you deserve. And if you listen to it, if you let fear make your decisions, you'll die with your greatest songs unsung, your biggest dreams unrealized, your true potential left rotting in the grave of what if. Let me tell you something that will change everything. Every single fear you have is lying to you. That voice that says you're not good enough, lie. That feeling that says you'll embarrass yourself, lie. That paralyzing thought that says what if everything goes wrong, biggest lie of all. Because here's what fear won't tell you, you are infinitely more capable than you think. You have reserves of strength you've never tapped into. You have the ability to handle whatever comes your way, but you'll never know that until you stare fear in the face and step forward anyway. Think about all the times fear has stopped you. That job you didn't apply for because you thought you weren't qualified. That person you didn't approach because you feared rejection. That dream you didn't pursue because you were afraid to fail. Now think about this, how many of those fears actually came true? And even if they did they destroy you? Or did you survive? Did you learn? Did you grow stronger? The truth is, fear exaggerates every possible negative outcome while completely hiding the most important truth: that you can handle it, that you'll figure it out, that no matter what happens, you'll adapt, overcome, and keep moving forward. Right now, fear is stealing your life. It's robbing you of opportunities before you even give yourself a chance to try. It's making decisions for you based on worst-case scenarios that will probably never happen, and the cost: your happiness, your fulfillment, your destiny. Because here's what happens when you listen to fear: nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just slow decay of your spirit as you watch other people live the life you want, while you stay stuck in the safety of your self-imposed limitations. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can choose today to see fear for what it really is: not a protector, but a jailer. Not wisdom, but weakness in disguise. And once you see that truth, everything changes. That nervous feeling in your gut before you take action, that's not a warning sign, that's your signal to move forward. That discomfort you feel when you're stretching beyond your comfort zone, that's not danger, that's growth. That voice in your head saying, "I can't," that's not the truth, that's just fear trying to keep you small. The most successful people in the world aren't fearless. They feel fear just like you do. The difference: they've learned to use fear as fuel rather than as brakes. They understand that fear isn't a stop sign, it's a signpost pointing toward what you need to do next. They know that on the other side of fear is everything they've ever wanted. And you can have that too, but only if you stop letting fear drive your life. So here's what I need you to do. The next time fear tells you can't, I want you to say, "Watch me." The next time fear says it's too risky, I want you to say, "That's why it's worth it." The next time fear says, "What if you fail?" I want you to say, "What if I fly?" Because that's the choice you're making every single day: to listen to the lies of fear, or to listen to the truth of your potential, to stay small or to become everything you're meant to be. Your fear will never go away. But you don't need it to. You just need the courage to act in spite of it, to understand that fear isn't the enemy, obedience to fear is. And every time you act despite your fear, you become stronger, more confident, more unstoppable, until one day you look back and realize that the things that once terrified you are now the foundations of your success. The world needs what you have to offer, but it won't get it unless you stop letting fear decide your limits. You were born for more than this. You know it, I know it. Now it's time to prove it to yourself, to your fear, and to the world. So take that step, make that call, start that project, have that difficult conversation. Do the thing that scares you, because the moment you do, you'll discover the most liberating truth of all: fear was never your enemy. It was just the test you needed to pass to become the person you're meant to be. Now go. The life you want is waiting on the other side of your fear, and it's time to claim it. Let me shake you awake with a truth so raw it burns. You are dying right now, not in some distant future. Today, this minute, every second that ticks by is one you'll never get back. And what are you doing with them? Waiting, hesitating, telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." Wake the hell up. Tomorrow is a lazy soul to keep you trapped in mediocrity. The clock doesn't stop. The grave doesn't negotiate. And one day, maybe sooner than you think, your time will run out and all those dreams you postponed will die with you. Is that the legacy you want? To be buried with your potential still inside you? Look around. The evidence is everywhere. People younger than you are changing the world. People older than you are taking their last breaths, whispering regrets about chances they never took. And you're stuck in the middle, wasting the most precious resource you have: time. As if you've got an endless supply. You don't, none of us do. The only difference between those who win and those who whine is this: winners understand time is the currency of life, and they spend it like every second is their last. Think about the dreams you've shelved for someday, that business idea. "I'll start when the economy's better," that fitness journey, "I'll begin next month," that passion project, "when things slow down." Stop, just stop. There will never be a perfect time. The economy will always have problems. You'll always be busy. Life will always throw obstacles. But here's the brutal truth: if you don't prioritize your dreams now, you'll wake up at 70 with a soul full of "I wish I had," and a body too tired to do anything about it. Is that really what you want? To trade your entire future for the temporary comfort of procrastination? Every day you delay is a betrayal of your potential. Every morning you hit snooze on your ambitions is another nail in the coffin of your dreams. You think you've got years to figure it out? Tell that to the 25-year-old who dropped dead of a heart attack. Tell that to the 40-year-old who got a terminal diagnosis. Tell that to the millions of people who thought they had time until they didn't. This isn't fear-mongering. This is a wake-up call. Your mortality isn't some abstract concept. It's the ticking time bomb strapped to your life, and you have no idea when it detonates. Right now, you have a choice. You can be the person who watches life pass by, or the person who grabs it by the throat and makes it obey. History isn't made by people who wait. It's made by those who act while others hesitate. The iPhone wasn't created by someone waiting for the right time. Amazon wasn't built by someone saying maybe next year. Every empire, every breakthrough, every legacy was forged by people who understood. Now is the only time that matters. Feel that pit in your stomach, that urgency creeping up your spine. Good. That's your soul screaming at you to move, to stop pretending you're immortal, to stop acting like you've got all the time in the world. Because here's the cold reality, you could be gone tomorrow. And when your final moment comes, do you want your last thought to be, I played it safe? Or do you want to leave this earth knowing you went all in, that you burned bright, that you left nothing on the table? I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you because I need you to understand your dreams aren't optional. They're your obligation. The world needs what you have to offer. Your family needs to see what's possible. Your future self is begging you to act now so they don't become another regret-filled ghost of what could have been. So here's what you're going to do. Cancel someday from your vocabulary. It doesn't exist. Write down one thing you've been putting off and do it today, not tomorrow, today. Live like this is your last year on earth, because one day it will be. The fire in your chest, that's your purpose demanding to be set free. The voice in your head saying it's too late, that's fear's final lie. It's never too late until it is, and by then you won't get a second chance. Tick tock, the clock's not stopping. The question is, are you going to keep watching it, or are you going to make it count? The moment to decide is now, because now is all you've got. Let me tell you about the most dangerous poison in the world. It doesn't kill you fast. It kills you slow. It doesn't come from outside. It grows inside you. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you do to yourself. This poison is called regret. And right now, whether you realize it or not, you're either drinking it every day or you're running like hell to avoid it. Think about the worst failure you've ever had. That time you embarrassed yourself, that business that flopped, that relationship that crashed and burned. How bad did it hurt? A week, a month, maybe a year? Now think about the things you never tried because you were too scared, the love you never expressed, the opportunity you never took, the dream you never chased. How long has that pain lasted? Decades. A lifetime. That's the difference between failure and regret. Failure leaves a scar. Regret, it leaves a hole in your soul that never fills. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to hear. You will fail. Many times, spectacularly, publicly, painfully, but you know what's worse than failing? Watching someone else succeed at what you were too afraid to try. Seeing another person living your dream because they had the guts to go for it while you were making excuses. That's not just failure, that's self-betrayal. That's looking in the mirror at 3 a.m. knowing you chickened out when it mattered most. Your brain tricks you into thinking failure is the worst possible outcome. But let me show you the math. Failure equals temporary pain plus lessons plus growth. Regret equals permanent pain plus what if plus slow soul death, which sounds worse to you. The sting of falling short, or the torture of never knowing what could have been. The embarrassment of trying and missing, or the shame of never stepping up to bat. Look at the people you admire most. The entrepreneurs, the artists, the champions. Do you think they got there by never failing? Hell no, they failed more times than most people even try. But here's what they don't have. They don't have that gnawing, relentless, eat you alive. From the inside regret of never having tried. They don't lie awake wondering, could I have made it? Because they know. They took their shot. They can live with failure, but they refuse to live with regret. Right now, you're at a crossroads with your dreams. One path says play it safe. The other says go all in. And your fear is screaming at you to take the safe route. But let me tell you what that safety really costs. It costs you your self-respect. It costs you your potential. It costs you your destiny, that safe choice. It's the most dangerous choice of all, because safety is an illusion. The only real safety is in knowing you gave everything you had. I'm not telling you to be reckless. I'm telling you to be alive, to understand that regret isn't just an emotion. It's a life sentence. It's watching your best years slip by while your unlived lives haunt you. It's becoming a bitter old man or woman telling kids I could have been something, instead of being that something. So here's your wake-up call, that idea you've been sitting on. Start IT, that chance you're afraid to take. Take IT, that person you need to be, become them, not next year, not when you're ready, now, because ready is a myth. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's hearing that fear scream in your ear and saying, I'm doing it anyway. Failure won't break you, but regret, that will bend you until you can't stand up straight. That will color every good moment in your life with if only. That will turn your golden years into bitter ones. You get one life, one. And when it's over, only two questions will matter. Did I love boldly? Did I fight hard for what mattered? Everything else is noise. The clock is ticking. The world needs what you have. Your future self is begging you. Don't fail us by playing small. Don't doom yourself to the hell of almost. Don't let fear write an obituary full of unrealized potential. Fail if you must, but for God's sake, don't die wondering. Now get out there and make sure that when death comes knocking, you can look it in the eye and say, I left nothing on the table. Because that is how winners sleep at night. There's a sleeping giant inside you, a force of nature, a version of yourself so powerful, so unstoppable, that if you met them right now, you wouldn't even recognize yourself. But here's the problem. You've been lied to, conditioned to believe you're weak, convinced you're not enough, trained to settle for less than you deserve, and the worst part, you've started believing it. Let me tell you the truth you've been missing. You are a damn weapon. Your mind, capable of more than you've ever asked of it. Your body, built to endure more than you've ever pushed it. Your spirit, designed to rise from ashes you thought would bury you forever. But you'll never know any of this if you keep listening to the voice that says, I can't. That voice is a traitor, a coward, a liar, and it's time you stopped letting it run your life. Think about the hardest thing you've ever survived. That heartbreak that felt like it would kill you, that failure that crushed you, that moment when you were sure you couldn't take one more step. But you did. You're still here, still standing, still breathing. That wasn't luck. That wasn't an accident. That was your strength. The same strength that's inside you right now, waiting for you to tap into it again. The only difference between then and now, back then, life forced you to be strong. Today, you get to choose to be stronger. Right now, you're operating at maybe 40% of your true capacity. Maybe less. You think your limits are real, but they're illusions. The wall you keep hitting isn't the end of your power, it's the beginning. Every elite athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every warrior who's ever accomplished anything extraordinary knows this secret. Your breaking point is always further than you think. When your mind says quit, you've still got 60% left in the tank. But most people never discover this because they listen to the lie that they're done. Don't be most people. Here's what your fear won't tell you. You've been training for this your whole life. Every setback, every disappointment, every time life knocked you down and you got back up. That wasn't just survival, that was preparation. The universe doesn't waste pain. It doesn't create warriors without first giving them battles. Everything you've been through has been forging you into the person capable of handling everything you're still meant to achieve. But potential means nothing without action. That sleeping giant inside you, it won't wake up on its own. You have to drag it out of bed. You have to piss it off. You have to put yourself in situations that demand more from you than you think you have to give. Because here's the miracle. When you're backed against the wall with no way out but through, that's when you meet the real you. That's when you discover reserves of strength, creativity, and power you never knew existed. The world needs you strong, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, now, because there are battles only you can fight, dreams only you can bring to life, people only you can inspire, but none of that happens if you keep playing small. None of that matters if you keep pretending you're not built for more. So today, I'm calling your bluff. I'm calling out the lies you've been telling yourself. I'm not ready. You become ready by starting. I don't have what it takes. You develop what it takes by trying. What if I fail? You'll survive, learn, and come back harder. This is your intervention, your moment of truth, the crossroads where you either step into your power or spend the rest of your life wondering what could have been. That dream that scares you, you're capable of achieving it. That challenge that seems impossible, you're built to overcome it. That version of yourself you keep imagining, they're not a fantasy. They're your future waiting for you to show up. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for proof that you can do it. The only proof that matters is the action you take today. Every rep, every late night, every risk. Every time you choose growth over comfort, that's you waking the giant. One day you'll look back at this moment, the moment before you decided to go all in, and you'll realize this was where the old you ended and the legend began. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Keep living beneath your potential, or finally stand up, shake off the lies, and become the powerhouse you were born to be? The giant's waiting. All you have to do is wake it up. The world is divided into two kinds of people, those who move and those who watch, those who create their future and those who wait for it to happen, those who take the shot and those who wonder what would have happened if they had. And right now, whether you admit it or not, you're in one of these two categories. You're either building your dreams or you're building your excuses. There is no middle ground. Let me hit you with a truth so raw it'll sting. Success doesn't care about your plans, only your actions. You can have the greatest ideas, the most brilliant strategies, the most perfect timing, but if you don't move, none of it matters. The universe doesn't reward intentions, it rewards execution. It doesn't applaud what you were going to do, only what you actually did. And every second you spend hesitating, the competition is out there making it happen while you're still thinking about it. Think about the last time you hesitated, that business idea you sat on. Someone else is now making millions with it. That investment you were too scared to make. Someone else is now cashing in. That leap you were too afraid to take. Someone else is now living the life you wanted. This isn't bad luck. This isn't coincidence. This is the brutal reality of hesitation. While you're waiting for the perfect moment, someone else is creating theirs, and they're not better than you. They're not smarter. They just had the guts to go first. Here's what losers don't understand. Clarity comes from action, not thought. You don't figure everything out and then start. You start, and then you figure it out along the way. The most successful people in the world don't have all the answers. They just have the courage to take the first step before they're ready. Because they know one thing most people don't. Momentum is everything. The moment you move, the universe moves with you. Doors open, opportunities appear, luck finds you, but none of that happens until you take the first damn step. Right now, your fear is lying to you. It's telling you to wait, to prepare more, to research more, to think it through one more time. But here's the truth. You will never feel ready. You will never eliminate all the risk. You will never have perfect conditions. So you have a choice. Stay frozen in fear or move forward in faith. Stay stuck in what if or charge ahead into what is. Because the cost of hesitation isn't just missed opportunities. It's a life of mediocrity. It's looking back years from now and realizing you let your dreams die not because you failed, but because you never even tried. Winners aren't fearless. They're just more afraid of regret than they are of failure. They'd rather look back and say, I can't believe I did that, than I wish I had. They understand that speed beats perfection. That execution beats theory, that action beats intention every single time, and that's why they win, not because they're better, but because they refuse to stand still. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? Permission, you'll never get it. Confidence, it comes after you start, not before. Guarantees, they don't exist. The only thing you're guaranteed right now is this. If you don't move, nothing changes. If you don't act, your dreams stay dreams. If you don't go after what you want, you'll always be stuck with what you have. This is your moment. The world doesn't need another person with potential. It needs someone who's ready to unleash it. Not tomorrow, not when the time is right, now, because the right time is a myth. The right time is when you decide it's time, so here's what you're going to do. Identify the one thing you've been putting off. The call, the start, the leap. Commit to doing it today, not soon, and not when things calm down. Today, move before you're ready, because ready is a lie winners don't believe. The clock is ticking. The competition isn't sleeping. Your future isn't going to build itself. You want success, then act like it. You want victory, then fight for it. You want a life most people only dream of, then stop dreaming and start doing. Winners act, losers hesitate. Which one are you? The choice is yours. The time is now. Move.